teacher Bailey. Whoa, whoa, whoa. A pleasant day to you, grade 5 learners. Are you doing great today? I'm glad to hear that. I am teacher Zeny, your teacher for today's lesson. Okay, I have here some reminders before we start our discussion proper. First, make sure you are wearing your best smile today, especially while watching this video. Second, make sure you finish this video lesson in order for you to learn and be motivated in doing your activity presented in the learning activity sheets. And third, make sure you will participate in the discussion by watching, listening, and writing your answer in your notebook. Alright, are you excited now? Do you already have your materials with you? Your module, your pen, and your notebook. Then, we are now all ready! Today, we are going to tackle English 5 Week 2 for the second quarter. At the end of the session, you will be able to define informational text or factual text, identify different types of informational text or factual text, description, sequence, compare and contrast, problem and solution, cause and effect. Now, let us check if you have already an idea about it. Are you ready? Come on! Let's start our new adventure. Here's the direction. Choose the letter of the correct answer. You will be given 5 seconds to answer the question. Let's start. Number 1. It discusses things in order. A. Sequence. B. Description. C. Compare and contrast. D. Problem and solution. Time starts now. What do you think is the answer? Correct! The answer is letter A, sequence. Let's go to the second item. It identifies a problem and gives possible solution. A. Compare and contrast. B. Problem and solution. C. Cause and effect. D. Sequence. Your timer starts now. What is your answer? Very good. The answer is letter B, problem and solution. Let's go to number 3. It tells more about someone, something, or someplace. A. Cause and effect. B. Sequence. C. Description. D. Problem and solution. Time starts now. What do you think is the answer? Great! The answer is letter C, description. If you're able to get 3 points, good job! If not, it's okay because we have more activities to answer. Before we explore more about this topic, let us have a quick review of the topic discussed in the previous module. Can you still remember it? Let's find out! On your previous module, you learned about adjectives. Adjective is a word that describes an animal, person, place, thing, or idea. Adjective can make reading more interesting because it gives description to the noun or pronoun. Now, were you able to answer all the activities from your previous module? That's great! That means you understood well the lesson about adjectives. This time, you will have another engaging activity as we discuss our new lesson. As we start, watch this video. Are you ready? Let's begin!
An architect is what I am. I may be a woman or man. I design buildings for you, with many stories or just a few. Cottages, hospitals and schools, offices, hotels and pools, gardens, theatres, stadiums too, skyscrapers touching the sky so blue. I study my clients' needs, only then do I proceed. Efficiently I use space and light and ventilation at the site, with different textures and colors and materials. I do wonders, I renew buildings that are old, that to you are precious as gold. For years I study architecture, I practice planning and drawing structures. With engineers I work hand in hand, construct buildings on hills and land. I decide their width and height, whether they should be painted blue or white, the placing of skylights and doors, the number and size of windows. Splendid churches with their steeples, Taj Mahal also loved by people, castles and monasteries too, that are sure to astonish you. Burj Al Arab is the world's pride, with wonder will you wide-eyed. All these great buildings that you see have indeed been designed by me.
What is the video all about? Yes, an architect. What do you see in the video? Fantastic! A man, a woman, castles, monasteries, and many more. What architects design and prepare for the clients? Can you give me an example? Great! Buildings, cottages, hospitals, and many more. Now, let's have another activity. Do you want to hear a story? Let's begin. An architect. Ella is a bright girl and loves to read. She spends most of her vacant time in reading different kinds of textbook and storybook. She learned a lot of things through reading, especially when she is reading factual and informational texts. Every day, she makes sure that she will read at least one informational text to feed her mind. So today, she will read about architects. Architect is the person who design buildings and make plans. They supervised the construction workers to make sure that they follow the plans correctly. They use pen, pencil, paper, or computer for their drawing or drafting. An architect starts his work by putting up his ideas into a concrete plan. Then, he will make a miniature or mini model of his designed building to see what it looks like when it is done. After checking the model, the first step is to make blueprint based on the model of the building. Architects are like engineers. They both design buildings. However, an architect focuses on artistry and design of buildings or houses, while the engineers focus more on technical and structural aspect of the building. If the architect's design does not fit in the rest of the plans, he could change the color of the design or create a new design. There are some cases that due to the poor materials, buildings are easily get damaged, so architects make sure that they purchase durable concrete materials and supervise well the construction workers. Do you like the story? Great! Let's test your listening skill through this game. Let's play Answer Me. Question number 1. Who is the main character in the story? What is the answer? Ella is the main character. Do we have the same answer? Very good. Question number 2. What does Ella fond of? What is your answer? Ella is fond of reading different kinds of textbook and storybook. Do we have the same answer? You got it right. How can reading informational text help Ella? What is your answer? Reading informational text help Ella feed her mind. Do we have the same answer? Yes, that's correct. Question number 4. When did the architects make the blueprints? What is your answer? They make blueprints by checking the mini model to see what it looks like when it is done. Do we have the same answer? Great! Question number 5. Will you read informational text like Ella? Very good, kids! Let's discuss now about informational text or factual text.
Hello, this is Teacher Sheila, and for today's lesson, we will learn about the different structures of informational text. Let's begin. Writing a text is like constructing a building. Both need to be planned well and need to be arranged in a definite pattern of organization in order for them to be excellently made. And that is what structure means. Structure is from the Latin word structura, which means a fitting together. A failure to pay attention in their structure would definitely bring them to ruin.
Oh no!
So, understanding text structures can definitely improve your ability to comprehend what you are reading.
Wow!
What is informational text? Informational text is non-fiction writing, written with the intention of informing the reader about a specific topic. Informational text contains facts and true information. It is typically found in magazines, science or history books, autobiographies, and instruction manuals. There are different informational text structures. First is description. This structure describes a particular topic. Description paragraphs are written to put a picture in a reader's mind. These are the signal words that could help you identify a description text. For example, in addition, for instance, most important, also, another, such as, to illustrate. Here's an example of a description text. Mars is the 4th planet from the Sun. It is a terrestrial planet, which means that it has a hard rocky surface that you could walk on. Mars' surface is dry and much of it is covered with a reddish dust and rocks. When viewed from Earth, Mars appears to be the color red. What is this paragraph describing? Yes, it's describing the planet Mars. This kind of text structure helps you to picture the object or thing in your mind. Second is sequence. It is a text that provides steps in a procedure or events in chronological order. Authors show us that a text is written in sequence by using words like first, second, next, last, before, after, finally, preceding, now, soon, then, and earlier. Let's look at this text. In the spring, toads lay their eggs in ponds, lakes, and puddles. Then, tiny tadpoles come out of the eggs. The tadpoles live in the water for several weeks. Next, the tadpoles start to develop back legs, and then front legs. Finally, the tadpoles lose their tails. They are ready to come out of the water as tiny, tiny toads. What words were used here to connect ideas? The words are then, next and finally. Notice that this paragraph shows how toads grow up. Third is compare and contrast. It describes how two or more events, places, characters, or other ideas may be similar and/or different in multiple ways. Here are the signal words that are commonly used in a compare and contrast text. Like, alike, likewise, similar, both, otherwise, in comparison, in contrast, on the other hand, unlike, but, and whereas. Here's an example of a compare and contrast text. Mars is only about 1/2 the diameter of Earth, but both planets have roughly the same amount of dry land surface area. This is because over 2/3 of the Earth's surface is covered by oceans, whereas the present surface of Mars has no liquid water. Which words that help the readers to see the similarities and difference? The words are but, both, same, and whereas. Fourth is cause and effect. It includes several reasons why an event occurred or several effects that resulted from a cause. These are the words that show a cause and effect relationship. Since, because, due to, for this reason, thus, therefore, as a result, and lead or leads to. Here's an example. The impacts of global warming are being felt across the globe. Extreme heat waves have caused tens of thousands of deaths around the world in recent years. And in an alarming sign of events to come, Antarctica has been losing about 134 billion metric tons of ice per year since 2002. This rate could speed up if we keep burning fossil fuels at our current pace, some experts say, causing sea levels to rise several meters over the next 50 to 150 years. Can you find the cause? What is the effect? Were you able to identify the causes and the effects? Fifth is problem and solution. It identifies a problem, provides possible solutions with possible results, and finally, the actual solution selected. Here are the commonly used words in a problem and solution text. Issue, problem, conflict, difficulty, perhaps, possible, resolved, and solution. Look at the example. In northern areas, the weather is too cold to grow crops all year long. But some farmers have found a way to grow food all year. A greenhouse is a special building that stays warm in the winter. Crops like lettuce and basil can grow well in the greenhouse, even when the weather is cold. Can you tell the problem of the farmers? What is their solution? Yes, the farmers' problem is this. In their place, the weather is too cold to grow crops all year long, so they found a way to grow food all year. Their solution is building a greenhouse. Let's remember. There are different structures of informational text. These are description, sequence, compare and contrast, cause and effect. Lastly, problem and solution.
Now that you have learned about informational text, challenge yourself with the activities prepared. Let's play, let's identify. Direction. Identify the text structure being described. Number 1. It discusses things in order. What is your answer? Very good. The answer is sequence. Number 2. It describes how two or more events, places, things, or ideas are alike and or different. What is your answer? Good job! The answer is compare and contrast. Number 3. It tells more about someone, something, or someplace. What is your answer? Great! The answer is description. Number 4. It identifies a problem and gives possible solutions. What is your answer? Very good. The answer is problem and solution. Number 5. It presents the reason why an event happens. What is your answer? Great! The answer is cause and effect. To help you master how to identify different types of informational text or factual text, do this additional activity. Let's play fact or bluff.
Direction. Say fact if the statement is true and bluff if it is false. Many children suffer long-term consequences of bullying. This problem can be solved through educating the parents, encouraging a community atmosphere, and implementing a peer mediation program. The structure used in the text is problem and solution. Milk is considered to be an immunity-boosting food due to certain nutrients like zinc and vitamin D. It is also good for your heart. Having a glass of milk can improve good cholesterol level in blood. The structure used in the text is description. To reduce a risk of having a heart attack, first, be a non-smoker. Second, see your doctor regularly for tests to check your cholesterol levels. Third, eat a low-fat diet and keep to a healthy weight. Finally, exercise regularly. The structure used in the text is cause and effect. If we eat too much food and do not exercise, we gain weight. The structure used in the text is sequence. If the starfish loses one of its arms in a fight, another one will soon grow in its place. The structure used in the text is problem and solution.
Congratulations! You have gone this far. I'm sure you have learned a lot now. Did you enjoy your activity? Great! This time, you will do the following activities using your knowledge in the informational text. Let's have our group activity. Let's use these rubrics for this activity. Alright, I have here an envelope. All you have to do is to work quietly, cooperatively, and answer correctly the assigned tasks of your group. Let's read the directions of each group before we start our group activity. Group 1. Directions. Read the selection. Answer the questions that follow. Group 2. Directions. Read the passages below. Identify the text structure used. Choose the answer from the box below. Group 3. Directions. Label each example of text with the correct organizational structure. The activity is good for 3 minutes. Are you ready? Let's start! Okay, it's reporting time. Let us check the work of Group 1. You did great, Group 1. You answered the following questions correctly. How about group 2? Awesome! You have identified the text structure with ease. How about the last group, group 3? Fantastic! You labeled each example of text correctly. Do you like our activity? Is our group activity easy? Why it became so easy? Yes, you did your group activity with unity and cooperation. That's very good. Wow, amazing kids! Let's have a recap of what we had for today. Let's watch and enjoy this music video.
Baby. Text structures, baby. Text structures, baby. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. I got skills to read non-fiction structures. Pick one of the 5 problem solutions. Arise, solve that problem no matter the size. Cause and effect, what's that cracking? Events that cause something to happen. Like when there's music, I just start rapping. Description. It's up next. The author describes something in the text sequence. Put things in order. Anything left becomes disorder. Here, contrast. You better find the difference. You better tell us, hey, we don't play. If you got a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the looks while the DJ resolves it. Text structures, baby. Structures, baby. Text structures, baby. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. I got skills to read non-fiction structures. Pick one of the 5 problem solutions. Arise, solve that problem no matter the size. Cause and effect, what's that cracking? Events that cause some things to happen. Like when there's music, I just start rapping. Text structure, baby.
Yo, text structure, baby. Text structure, baby. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I hope you learned a lot from today's lessons, kids. Break it out. Now, this time, let's assess what you have learned today. Directions. Identify the structure used in the underlined texts. Choose the letter of the correct answer. Number 1. Marcelo H. Del Pilar is one of the known heroes of Bulacan, a great propagandist who sought the freedom of our country using his pen. He used Plaridel as his pen name. A. Cause and effect. B. Description. C. Problem and solution. D. Sequence. What is your answer? Correct. The answer is letter B, description. Number 2. There are many beautiful places in the Philippines. One of it is the well-known Banawe Rice Terraces of Ifugao. It has been recognized as the 8th wonder of the world. A. Cause and effect. B. Compare and contrast. C. Description. D. Sequence. What could be the answer? You got it right. The answer is letter C. Description. Number 3. Cigarette smoking costs too much and it can also affect those who do not smoke. It should be banned because it is bad for our health. A. Cause and effect. B. Description. C. Problem and solution. D. Sequence. What is your answer? Very good. The answer is letter A. Cause and effect. Number 4. A mosquito starts as an egg and then becomes a larva. A. Cause and effect. B. Description. C. Problem and solution. D. Sequence. What might be the answer? Awesome! The answer is letter D, sequence. Number 5. Ducks and chickens are birds. They lay eggs and give meat. Ducks are called a swimming bird, while chickens are the scratching bird. A. Cause and effect. B. Compare and contrast. C. Description. D. Sequence. What is your answer? Very good. The answer is letter B, compare and contrast. For your assignment, do this additional activity at home. Congratulations for another exam. Well done. You are now done with this module. As you move on to the next, I will leave you this saying by Benjamin Franklin. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. Thank you so much, kids. Once again, I am Teacher Zeny, your English teacher. Have a nice day. Goodbye.